Shakira, Shakira.
Today we're going to talk about one of the hardest fights I've ever had to predict here on MMA YouTube, and that is Fiziev versus Justin Gaethje, Part 2, the rematch. What the fuck? How do I predict this fight? I mean, you've got a guy who's coming off of literally his ACL exploding, and I'm talking about Fiziev, obviously. His ACL literally exploded in his last fight. He's been out for almost 2 years, it feels like. It's been like probably a year and a half. And then you got a guy, Justin Gaethje, who's literally just been flatline KO'd for the first time in his career in his last fight. Even before the flatline, he was just getting obliterated on the feet. This is such a hard fight to predict for me. I rewatched the first fight on my way home, and I think it was pretty clearly Justin's fight, even rewatching it. I mean, round one, I even have some notes here. Round one, I'd give to Fiziev. Fiziev won round one based off of just throwing a little more, and I think his strikes looked a bit cleaner. His leg kicks looked a bit cleaner. Gaethje landed a couple of really strong leg kicks, but I just think Fiziev just threw a little bit more. Round two, I'd give to Justin Gaethje. Now, round two was the closest round of the entire fight. Extremely close round. But Gaethje won off of the damage, I would say, of Fiziev's eye being fucking busted. Obviously, he did eye poke him in that round, but it was the other eye, so, it doesn't really count, right? But yes, Gaethje won round two, but it was razor close. But off of damage, he wins that round. And then round three, pretty clearly Gaethje. I think that's the most clearest round of the fight. Fiziev came out strong in round three, but Gaethje just he swung the momentum in his favor. He was landing some sick uppercuts, which we'll get to that later. But he was landing some sick uppercuts. I mean, it was just a really good round for Gaethje. Fiziev slowed down, and then obviously Gaethje had the big takedown, which he didn't do anything with, but he still had a takedown, so that looks good for the judges. Now, will this rematch be a repeat of the first fight that I just read you? Potentially. Obviously, again, Fiziev's knee is completely cooked. Now, if it was Gaethje's knee, if Gaethje had torn his ACL, I actually don't think it would affect him as much, right? Even though he's a bit older. But let's say Gaethje was the age of Fiziev, right? And he had torn his ACL. Because Fiziev, I don't think, is even 30 yet. Or he might be like 31. He's around there, right? If he was Fiziev's age and he tore his ACL, I don't think, because of his style, it wouldn't affect him. Fiziev's style is literally like bounce on your feet, use your legs a lot. I mean, his best weapon is his legs. When you tear your ACL, he might not be the same. He might not be the same, honestly. Now, he has been training. He has been in shape. That's why he took this fight. I went on his Twitter the other day. Well, actually, earlier today, I should say. He's literally been begging for a fight since November. Like, since November, he's been like, I can't wait to fight, guys. Please, I want to fight. I feel bad for him. I was reading, I was like, about to shed a tear. I'm like, this guy's been literally pleading on his knees, like, borderline offering to give Dana White a blowjob. I don't know. He's been ready. He's been in shape. He looks in shape. He's been in shape. He's going to fight. This is at 155. This is not a catch weight either. So he's going to be in shape for this fight. He's been ready to take a fight for months. Gaethje, he's been on a bit of a layoff. Obviously, he's coming off of getting flatlined. He's ready for this opportunity. He's been in a training camp. So he's going to be the more prepared of the two. Fuck. This is tough for me. In the first fight, I mean, Fiziev's best work was his knees and his leg kicks. That's what I would say. His leg kicks, super fast. Extremely fast. He was matching Gaethje on the leg kicks. They were going shin to shin, just whack, 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 back and forth. It was awesome. He was really matching him with the leg kicks and the knees. He threw this sneaky knee in the clinch that was insane, but he also threw like about 2 or 3 flying knees that cracked Gaethje. And honestly, if it was like any other fighter, they probably would have been dropped at the very least or just wobbled. But obviously, Gaethje's a monster. Gaethje's best work, I would say, was his uppercuts and his looping punches, so his hooks. Not the straight punches, but the looping punches, which is what Gaethje's best at anyways. He's not really a straight shooter. Neither is John Jones, if you know what I mean. His best work was uppercuts and looping punches. Gaethje has a very sneaky uppercut. He caught Ferguson with it. He caught Fiziev with it. I want to say he caught Holloway with it. I don't think so. Because remember, he dropped Holloway as well with something. I don't know if it was an uppercut, but his uppercut is sensational. I'm going to go with Justin Gaethje here, I think. I'm going to go with Justin Gaethje. For the simple fact that he won the first fight. And I was looking at the ending of the first fight, and I'm like, bro, Gaethje looks like he can go another 2 rounds. He looks like he could do another 5-rounder. Or he looks like he can go up to 5 rounds is what I meant. Fiziev looked kind of done. Like, if that was a 5-rounder, which I know this fight isn't, the rematch is not a 5-rounder, but still, if that was a 5-rounder, Fiziev would have got stopped in round 4 or 5. I just feel like Justin Gaethje, with the time off, I know he got flatlined by Max Holloway, but oh man, this is so tricky. But Fiziev is coming off of his ACL getting exploded. I mean, like that's gonna play a factor in his style, man. I know he's had time to recover. I know he's gonna be healed, but you do see when leg injuries, guys don't come back the same. You saw it with Darren Till. You saw it with Anderson Silva. I mean, you see it with these guys. They destroy their legs and they just don't come back the same. It's very hard for me to sit here and pretend like this is going to be the same Fiziev even from the first fight. He's going to be a worse version of Fiziev. Yeah, he might be a bit more healed up. He's had a lot of time to recover. Maybe he's had other small injuries, but I just trust Justin Gaethje a little more than Fiziev. I think he's a little more proven in these kinds of matches. Fiziev, Gaethje is the biggest name he's ever fought. And then he fought Gamrot, which I believe was after the Gaethje fight. And then that's when he got injured, and then that was it. And now he's facing Gaethje again. It's not like he's kind of grown a lot. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't know, I'm going to go Justin Gaethje. I trust Justin Gaethje more. I mean, look at his face, right? but no, I trust Justin Gaethje a lot more to just land the cleaner shots. I trust him to I trust this to be a repeat of the first fight. Honestly, and his gas tank, Fiziev's gas tank as well is not the best. It's never been the best. I know he knocked out RDA in the 5th round, so... But then he lost his steam in the 3rd round of the Gaethje fight. He did lose his steam in that fight. I'm going to go with Justin Gaethje, man. It's such a hard fight to pick. It's one of the hardest. That's why I did a whole separate video, because it's one of the hardest fights I've ever had to predict. Which sounds crazy, but it's like, I think the Dan Hooker fight, I think Fiziev is a harder fight than Dan Hooker. Oh, is he? Wait, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, because initially I was going to go with Dan Hooker, and then I was like, no, I'm going with Gaethje. And then I kind of went back and forth. I think eventually, I think I would have went with Gaethje, because Dan Hooker does leave himself open. Fiziev is pretty good defensively, but I think this will just be a repeat of the first fight. I think Gaethje, bro, you got to remember, this is full camp Justin Gaethje, and I just think he's going to go in there. He's already beaten this guy, so he's going to go in with more confidence. Fiziev, he's going to be excited to get back, and fight again. Like, he's not going to be scared or anything. And he's already going to have that confidence. Okay, I've already fought Justin Gaethje. But still, this is a co-main event for Rafael Fiziev, bro. Co-main event. Probably bigger than the first fight because it's his return. And it's just... I'm going to go with Justin Gaethje. I don't even know why. Honestly, I'm like... I don't have, with Pereira, for example, if you guys saw my Pereira prediction video, I was like, oh, I think he's going to work the leg kicks. I think he's going to have good takedown. I had a whole analysis. With this, it's just like, yeah, I'm just going to go with Gaethje just because he's Gaethje. Honestly, I don't know why. He's not, I just think he's Gaethje. It's so hard to pick against Gaethje when he head kicked Poirier. Bro, he dropped Holloway. That's impressive. I mean, maybe not now that Topuri's dusted him, but he knocked out Poirier. He dropped Oliveira like twice in their fight. He beat Fiziev the first time. I mean, that was a lot of people picked Fiziev to beat Gaethje, and that was a surprise to a lot of people. And I rewatched the first fight, and it's like the second round was razor close. Fiziev won the first round, but it was close. Gaethje clearly won the third. It was a close fight, but it wasn't like a Peter Yan, Sean O'Malley level close fight. You know what I mean? It was close, but it was like, all right, that's clearly Gaethje's fight. Shit, man. I'm going to go with Gaethje, man. I'm going to go with Gaethje. I think the leg kicks as well on that compromised knee of Fiziev, the leg kicks. I think he took the time off. If the argument is like his chin, Gaethje's been rocked before. He's been wobbled before. I know he's never been flatlined, but he's been rocked. He's been jelly legged before. Like he's always, he's always just been rocked. That's Gaethje, bro. I don't think his chin's gonna be any different. Honestly, I don't. And I think Fiziev, he's always had a solid chin. Like he took some big shots from Gaethje in the first fight, but he's not gonna get knocked out. I'll pick probably Gaethje by decision. Very similar to the first fight. I think Fiziev is going to come out very strong in the first round, just like the first fight. He might win the first round. I think maybe Gaethje could get a finish, but I'll just pick Gaethje by 29-28 decision. Yeah, I got Justin Gaethje in this one. Very hard fight to predict. Very hard, man. I don't know what you guys think, but I think this fight is so close because it's just one's coming off of an ACL explosion. The other one is coming off of getting flatline KO'd. So I don't know, guys, but I'm going to go with Justin Gaethje via 29-28 decision. Very, very similar to the first. Maybe he'll drop Fiziev. Maybe he'll get dropped. Actually, I could kind of see him getting dropped in the first round, but I think he'll recover, and I don't see him using his grappling this time. I think I don't know. I think this will be a great fight, though. So let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Again, super hard fight to predict, but see you guys next time. Peace.